Hi, my name is Elsa and I am the co-founder of Eat Real, and this is Sam. She owns Family Focus, and together we collaborated and made a program called One Bite at a Time. This is something that we're really passionate about. This is something that we want to show people why it's important that we are around and the work that we do that a lot of people aren't seeing. So One Bite at a Time is really about connecting people to food. We use food as an avenue to connect, and we work with a diverse group. So mainly at the moment we're working with young people, and we basically have a day where they come in and we teach life skills, we teach how to cook food, budget, but really it's all about connecting with the people and their story and their life and how we can help them add skills to their own journey.
I think the background around it was that I had worked with a lot of young people that had come through the care system, and when they got to 16, 17, 18, headed towards exiting care as adults, we found that they just haven't have many skills. They couldn't look after themselves. They were essentially forced to become adults before they really got to that point. And depending on what their background was or how they were raised themselves, that's how we sort of came upon the idea that we would develop something that used food as a tool, but the essence behind it was that at the same time, these young people would find some confidence and interact with one another and go away with tips and tricks and maybe some skills that they can use whilst they're trying to navigate independence and living on their own.
You two are incredibly busy people. What drives both of you to sort of take on this sort of role in providing this level of support? Like, it's not easy taking it on yourselves to provide support that's missing throughout the sector, creating your own part of it and making that change. You know, not many people do it at all. So where does that drive come from? Like, where do you feel
I mean, we're mums ourselves, raising teenagers, and I guess, like we said, food is just the carrot that we're dangling. There's a lot of care and support behind it. I think that just comes from a need to want to help support these kids and help raise them. There's a lot of work behind the scenes to make sure that these young people or any participants that come in feel welcomed back every week. Whether you come once, whether you come 10 times, it doesn't matter. So there's a lot of follow-up phone calls, there's a lot of ringing beforehand, there's a lot of nurturing in that. And I think, again, that might be something that some of these young people haven't been able to have during their childhood for whatever reasons. So yeah, I guess it just comes from a feeling of wanting to help grow them a little bit more than just them being 18 and or being independent really early. But more than that, we get a lot out of it. You know, after every session we walk away, whether there's 2 participants on that day or there's 10, feeling like that was a really good session. Whether or not we've made a lot of food, but just a young person opening up or a young person engaging more than they would the week before. So yeah, we get a lot out of it each week. Yeah, as well.
I think for me, my drive is mainly coming from, I think, being able to feeling that I never fitted into any box. So I came from 3 different countries. I came from a language barrier, and I came from a different generation. So the feeling of that you mattered. So in a way, I felt like I'm giving back to what I didn't get when I was quite young growing up, and having to like basically navigate life on my own at a very young age. I felt that, thank God I'm so resilient, and thank God I have that capacity to keep going. But then I saw others around me that weren't able to. And then I've met great people like Sam when I was younger, and a bigger, older version of me when I was younger, that kind of took me in. Actually, the kitchen was where I learned a lot of my skills. So together we made this program, and we see there's so many programs out there, but we see such a niche for us because it's that nurturing side of things that we do on behind the scene, and that we actually genuinely care for the young people or the people that comes in and the extended support, whatever that looks like.
So really, it's not just you've said it, but just to really come into it is like, it's not really just the cooking. It's not the one-on-one support. Like that's very important and that's a part of it. But it sounds like that you guys are doing a lot of work behind the scenes, like creating those relationships to get people comfortable to come. Because I think I've seen it before where programs, just getting the program might be amazing, but getting that person to the program is the biggest hurdle where they're just not comfortable in meeting someone new. They don't feel like they're welcome.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And that they have a value in that program. There are some amazing programs, like you said, out there, but asking somebody who has challenges behind the scenes as well to sign up for something or to commit to something or to run through a course for 6 weeks because there's a reward or a certificate at the end, that to us from the start, we just said that just sets people up to feel like they've failed because they don't get there the next week. We kind of understand that, so that's why we will make every effort to ensure that transport isn't a barrier. You know, as I said, you can pop in and out of this. This isn't a graduation type, program. So, and there are familiar faces. If we have young people or participants that come every week and others slot in, they're then welcomed because there's a connection there. They've seen them before and they've cooked together before. So, yeah, I think it's that the foundation of it is that we don't want to set anyone up to feel like they haven't achieved anything or they haven't graduated, because we will celebrate them regardless. You know, at the end of their day, at the end of the session, at the end of the time, and I think that's why we have a number of young people flow in and out, because they pop up and then they pop back down, but they're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we planted that seed too of that we care about them. So even though they'll come in each week in and out, and all of a sudden they drop off, we're still engaging with them. We're still, hey, we don't want to bother you, but we're going to keep checking in how you are. And if you ever had enough of us, just say so. And none of them's told us to really rack off yet.
No.
And then sometimes that is that whole shame thing where they haven't come continuously, but then we just talk back to them, hey, there's no shame, like just because something's gone off for that period of your life. We're still here, we're still standing here, we're still able to open our doors and our arms, and you just come in as though that you haven't missed the beat. They just basically waltz in and there's no like, where have you been, what have you been doing? It's like, come in, let's get cooking, and then that's when they go, wow.
Sort of relaxed.
Yeah, I think they're expecting us to go.
There's no spotlight on them. You know, they can just slide in if they need extra care during the session. But we set that up at the start. And at the start of every session, the intro and the housekeeping and the plan for the day, everything remains the same. So there's that predictability. They're not coming into something that's going to be different every week or change. The other thing for me is that within 1 week, a lot of things happen for people. A lot of things happen at home. A lot of things happen in their independent living. A lot of things happen within families. So I think, again, with our backgrounds, we understand that. So they're all the barriers that prevent people from committing and coming back to programs, and I think if you understand that and know that young people have a lot going on, we're able to provide, as I said, something predictable and the same when they slide back in. Yeah. And they leave with bellies full and they take food home and share it, and maybe that day that's the connection they have again with their family when there may have been a fracture within family that day or week. So food's pretty powerful.
It's so powerful.
Yeah.
Do you have any, I guess, moments that you reflect on of really special moments that you've had with some of the people that have been in your program? Any people where you've gone, the one that you sort of take home with yourself and go, this is why I do it? Like, is there any of those sort of moments that you could think of off the top of your head?
Every week. For me, I feel like every week there's literally every week, whether it's one participant, whether it's 10, we walk away and we just went, you know what, that was meant to be only one person today, because if that person came and there was 5 other people, we would have never known the other scope of the other side of them. They would have been more quiet. There's other weeks where our heart breaks because something happens and we see them falling in that pattern, but then we're like, okay, we're going to be there for them. So for me, it's every week there is something that we take away, whether it's the way we've done the program, whether it's just anything. Like we just think, wow, that person it was so good for them to see them smile and actually look at us and thank us. And then the next week they might not even look at us and they'll just slot in.
I think for me, we've had the opportunity a few times to do some events, some catering events. So we've given everybody the choice whether they want to participate or not. But each time we've done a bit of an event gives those young people the chance to be part of a team and deliver to whoever the audience is. And those few events, like they've just shone. They've just come out of their, shell. They're part of it. They're working under pressure. They may never have had the opportunity to be part of an event or be on show before, and then they're thanked and people are grateful for them, and so that all those feelings of they just feel good about themselves is makes us smile, and they go home going, well, I was part of that today. I'm part of the team.
Yeah.
So those opportunities are good too, just outside the program, to offer. Yeah.
If someone is watching this and they really connect with what you guys are doing, they look into you, is there any way that they can support the program, provide any support, any auxiliary support around it? How could someone get involved to help you guys do what you do?
To be honest, we just need money. Sorry, but I'm going to be honest.
Was it donations?
Well, at the moment, we're not actually. We're just navigating the next stages of the program because we have two independent business and we've sought whether we become non-profit or not. So at the moment, that's sort of an area that we're looking into. But initially, we really need to be funded. So I guess if anyone's interested, they can contact us and we can then navigate how we can fund it. There's a few avenues that I've spoken to a few people about, whether they can support us getting as a non-profit or whether it's a charity. So that's something that we're definitely open to. We've got, this is our last term, and honestly, next term we don't have anything as such yet, but we're believing every time that something always pulls through.
There are a lot of grant opportunities out there where we could sit under an auspice. So any non-for-profits, like our program does fit in a lot of different pockets around, youth, community support, healthy eating. So we fit under a lot of niches, but generally you need a non-for-profit to apply for that money. We can happily sit under that, write the grant, write the proposal and run the program. We just need someone overarching. That's another option as well. So, we think there's heaps of options for 2026. We'll fall into them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.